So you've gotten clear on your end result, the desired result that you want to experience. Maybe it's a place, maybe it's a person, an object, a thing. Maybe it's more money in the bank, more clients, growing your business. Maybe it's unity, harmony, and intimacy in your relationship or family. You can feel the strength of desire. And the moment you take the next step, doubt creeps in. And as doubt creeps in, it starts to undermine the very energy that birthed the new reality in that idea. This is the subject of today's episode. Welcome to the High Performance Consciousness Podcast. My name is Matthew Paddy, and we are going deep today on closing the door on doubt. Closing the door on doubt. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples, one in particular from one of my very early mentors. And it has been supported by several of my early mentors in as far as really the school of hard knocks, learning through accountability, but also learning through closing the door on doubt. So let's set the scene, set the stage right now. You've got an idea. You feel really excited about something. Maybe it's a trip you're about to take or a booking you're about to push buy on. Maybe it's launching an idea. Maybe it's about starting a family, whatever it may be. But the moment you have the idea, you feel this swarm of energy and you feel this rising of potential in you and excitement, inspiration. Nothing can tear you from that because you're in the moment with it. In that moment, you are creating the very, very thing, the very experience that you desire. But the moment you take your eye off it and you go and apply the work, the right thought, the right emotion, aligned with right action, doubt starts to creep in. I've done it for one night, and I hear this from people all the time. I've done your practices for one night, for 2 nights, for 3 nights, and nothing's happened. I've done it for 6 nights, 11 nights, and nothing's happened. Guess what? Nothing has happened because you moved from your center. Your center now exists outside of your desire. So whilst you move from where you once felt super impassioned, super inspired, and super confident that that is what you want, you gave birth to it in that moment, you ejected it. You moved it outside of you. And now you're looking at it with the eyes of doubt, the eyes that are being supported by old beliefs, the old self that was denied its desires, the old self that was rejected, the old self that was dejected and kept from experiencing the end result that you want. You must close the door on doubt. And this is where masterminds, good coaches, good mentors hold you to an accountability and hold you to the responsibility of a higher expression of your true capabilities, your true self. It could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be a pet, who knows? But holding yourself accountable and responsible for maintaining the frequency, the energy, the knowingness of your future desires realized. It takes work, it takes practice, it takes focus. So one of my earliest mentors, as I mentioned to you, I was speaking to him about an outcome that I wanted. And we unpacked it, and I got very clear. I got very excited, very driven, very inspired by it. I was consumed by it. But the moment I left his presence, whether it be on the phone or in person, and went into my day-to-day life and the trappings of the familiar, the old energy of my current environment that still existed, the old surrounds, people, places, objects and things, my old mind crept in and said it's not working. I'm doing the work and I'm focusing and I'm taking right thought, right feeling, right action, and I'm applying myself, but it's not working. I'm not seeing the result yet that I want to see. I'm not experiencing the desired end that I prefer. It's not arriving. I'm becoming impatient. And I left open the door of doubt. Now, supporting that, the moment I brought that up, and each time I brought that up with my early mentor, he hung up the phone or left the table we were sitting at and walked away. Can you believe it? Hung up the phone or walked away. Did not just go to the bathroom and come back. Walked away, left the meeting. And I thought at the beginning, wow, something I said, something I did. I made it very personal, as you could probably well imagine. You might do the same. I felt guilty. I felt shameful. I thought, what did I say wrong? What was it that had him leave? And then I thought, well, maybe he just hasn't got good personal skills. Maybe he hung up the phone because he dropped it, or there was another call coming in, or whatever it may be. No. The realization came that he was not entertaining my lack, and he was not going to sit in the soup of doubt that I was creating. He was showing me that if I want what I want and pursue it with conviction and purpose and unwavering faith, unwavering focus and attention, then by law, by quantum law, it must come to pass. It must make itself known in the physical. It must make itself known in the world of matter. That realization is one of the biggest lessons I have ever had. Did it happen once? No. It happened 2 or 3 more times. And each time, the rejection of my doubt was stronger. He would follow up and say, you are never to speak of this. You are not in any way to reference it, to entertain it. I simply will not believe anything other than what you desire as already being fulfilled. How strong are those words? How strong that mentorship? How strong that leadership? So what did that do? That did 2 things for me. Number 1, I got the backhand of love, what I call the golden boot of love. And if you've worked with me before, maybe you're about to work with me. Who would know? The golden boot of love is that high point of accountability, is pressing your desires back upon yourself and holding you accountable to your vision, not taking any BS that wants to loom or rise from the debris of your past and the old self. The golden boot of love is calling out your BS and saying, the door of doubt is now closed. The seed of failure is not watered. I could go on with metaphors and analogies. So that's the first point. The second point was it opened a new door of huge potential that showed me unequivocally the power and simplicity of focus. And most importantly, it peeled back the layer. It pulled the curtain apart and showed me how the universe responds to thought, to imagination, to right feeling and right action. When you are 100% focused, you become absorbed and your desires are absolute. Now, we are human, of course, most of us. Might be humanoids amongst us, wide-eyed extraterrestrials that are chuckling right now, listening to what I'm saying and thinking, you don't know the half of it, Matty boy. Probably not. Share it with me. I'm open. I'll open that door to you guys. So really pulling back the fabric, pulling back the curtain and peering behind into the true law is so simple. that you become that which you think, feel, and act upon all day long. W. Clement Stone, many of the earlier works, all have said the same. Even down to the point is, until you do the thing, you will not have the power. Do the thing and you will have the power. The thing is moving on the impulse of your desire, moving on the excitement and potential and inspiration of your ideas. Move on that through right action. And do not get caught in the minutiae of small thinking, of small behavior, of limited feeling. Move on the potential and you will have the power. The power is now. The power is now. The knowingness of your future, the desired outcome you want, and moving upon it in this now moment, and then the next now moment, and the next now moment. Moving upon it through your own free will, because you have choice. You have choice. And so I speak about alignment a lot. You are always in alignment. But what are you aligned with? As 11:11 strikes. What are you aligned with? And so the earlier mentors of mine gave me a wisdom that will not be heard by so many ears and never experienced, or the results experienced by so many hands and hearts, because a lot of people are still trapped in the mundane world, still trapped in the world of muggles and the world of matter, believing that the external world is something to be reacted to rather than responded to. If you do not see your outside world reflecting your inner world, the world that you desire to experience, then you must change. Because the outer world folds and bends itself around the truth that you are and around the truth that you display. It's called magnetism. Magnetism is displayed. It's not represented. So it means that if you want something, then you must become the result of that something. You must move your anatomical structure, your atomic structure, into a new reality, into a new future, into a new destiny. And how do you do that? Well, the 59 episodes before this one will tell you how. Again, most people will not understand and not truly hear the merit and the wisdom of my earlier mentors, because they're too engrossed in the how. How do I fix the outside world? I believe I need to go into the outside world and fix it. There is nothing to fix, including, and most importantly, there is nothing to fix in you. It is all alignment. If there is anything that you could consider fixing, it's your thinking and your feeling and your action. It's very, very simple. It's a trilogy, it's a triptych, it's the power of the three. Align all three of those and your destiny is assured. Your preferred reality is assured. So, close the door on doubt. When you experience doubt and you allow the door of doubt to remain open, it will reveal itself through all the objects, people, places, events, and circumstances in your life. If you allow the door of doubt to remain open, you are essentially allowing the external world to impress itself upon you. You are allowing the thoughts, feelings, opinions, and actions or inactions of other people to impress themselves upon you. You are allowing the past to maintain its spell upon you. You are, in effect, allowing for the law to be unworked, unused. You're allowing for dilution of your desires. So, this brings up a lot of questions, and maybe you have more questions than answers right now. The simplicity of it is, if you want the result. And you can move yourself into experiencing the result and observing the result as you have already experienced it, having seen it already occur, and you are now living, breathing, operating on the other side of the result, other side of the event. Then how could it not have already happened? Because just as in the previous episode, where I spoke about signs and synchronicities, the example that I gave, before the storm comes, there is a calm, then maybe a drop in temperature, then maybe the wind, and it's all heralding the storm. So the outside world will give you impressions, and maybe it's at the 11th hour and the 59th minute and the 59th second. Maybe it comes right at the moment you require it, because at that moment you have released the density and weight and doubt of the old self, and you've loosened your grip of attachment on should it arrive, will it arrive, and if it doesn't, what that means for you as a person and what that says about you as an individual. Let it go. Drop into the space that if you knew, because you've already observed your future reality through how you think, act, and feel right now, if you knew it had already taken place, you would be a different person. Your reality would conform to your new concept of self. Let me say that again. Your reality would have already formed around your new concept of self. That's all that it is. It's a new concept of self. So if you want to be anywhere in the world, be in that place. You look at architects. You look at people that want to build their first home or their 20th home, and it's just a blank plot of land. They will see exactly what it looks like ahead of time and move through each room, climbing its stairs if it has them, peering in and out of its windows. They are experiencing the reality ahead of time, therefore they recognize it long before it shows up. And from a quantum perspective, the field around you and within you is bent and reshaped and repurposed to fit the new mold of reality that you are impressing upon the outside world. You impress the substance of reality from inside out. Inside out. Inside out. So, the next time you have an idea, an impulse, a surge of inspiration, excitement, and conviction, lean into it and close the door of doubt and observe all the exits and entry points for doubt. People, places, events, circumstances. None of them have anything against you. The field has nothing against you. The external world is showing you where your doubt exists. It's huge, huge. The moment you support yourself and give yourself the golden boot of love, you will observe more and encounter more supportive information and feedback from your external world. And if you're looking for a coach, a mentor, a mastermind that really holds you accountable for that higher octave, that will walk away from the conversation to remind you that you have slipped, that will hang up the phone when you have your hand on the door handle of the door to allowing doubt in. If you're looking for a mastermind, then reach out to me. Reach out and let's have a conversation. If you have one already and you have a coach and a mentor, then maybe you'll appreciate the accountability that they're placing back upon you to realize your full potential. Well played. Well played. So from me here to wherever you are in the cosmos, dream a better dream and live it now. See you in the field.